from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 11 p.m.
Tonight, Santa Ana winds whipping up red flag warnings, and power officials say electricity could suddenly be shut off in some areas tonight or tomorrow.
The areas at risk include the Santa Clarita Valley, foothill neighborhoods from the Newhall Pass to San Bernardino County, and Santiago Canyon in Orange County.
It's the first Santa Ana wind event of the season. And
despite the recent rain, there is extreme fire danger. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with CBS 2's Jeff Wynn live in Stevenson Ranch, a potential trouble spot and area that could see power outages as a result. Jeff.
Peter and Suzanne, right now things are pretty calm, but overnight winds are expected to whip up across the Santa Clarita Valley, and that could potentially mean intentional blackouts in the hours ahead. Tonight, across the Santa Clarita Valley,
I got some granola bars. He likes granola bars, and then I got some salads for myself.
Parents like Susanna Cabrera are bracing for what could be a rough start to the work and school week.
I just received a phone call saying that if the winds were really gusty or if it got really bad, that the power would be shut off.
Southern California Edison says foothill communities from Santa Clarita to Pasadena could get their power cut off. It's part of a new state policy that allows for protected blackouts during high winds as a way to prevent fires because of snapped power lines. This all comes after heavy rains and lightning on Friday. The saturated ground led to the toppling of this tree in Hollywood. Drew Kozak waited all weekend to get help from the city.
They have so many trees all over the city that it's taken them a while to get from the rain.
The recent rain wasn't enough to put a dent in years of drought, which is why unprecedented blackouts are allowed under new authority from state regulators. Jamie Maggi and her husband learned about the possibility of a blackout from us.
I'm going to buy flashlights. I'm going to buy, little lights that click on the wall and you just touch it for my granddaughter.
Edison wants to emphasize a call for blackouts will be done on a wait-and-see basis, which is why Susanna Cabrera says she doesn't want to be left in the dark.
That's why I'm here. I was like, let me go to the store, let me get a few things, and then make him what I need to do so I can get ready just in the event that it does happen tonight.
And customers of the LA Department of Water and Power are not part of the blackout warnings. Live in Stevenson Ranch, Jeff Nguyen, CBS 2 News.
Thanks, Jeff. Now to CBS 2 meteorologist Amber Lee, tracking the winds and the warnings. Amber.
All right, the winds are slowly starting to pick up, but you can see not quite as strong as what we're going to deal with as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow. So as we're headed to bed, and also once we wake up, that's when we're really going to start to see those winds crank up, especially for the foothills and mountain communities, and some of it could get down as low as some of our beach communities. So here's a look at what's happening right now. We're starting to see the yellows and the greens pop up here for the foothills and the mountains for LA and Ventura County. Santa Clarita right now, as you saw with Jeff's live shot, pretty quiet. So lighter winds at the moment. We have lighter winds in Pasadena, calmer winds in Burbank, but those offshore winds, again, starting to pick up as we head into the next few hours. Out the door, temperatures pretty mild. We have temperatures mainly in the low 60s for Burbank, 64 for downtown LA, mid 60s for LAX, and 52 for Lancaster. I'll break down our advisories and also our warnings coming up. Back to you.
All right, Amber, thanks. Developing news moments ago, the southbound lanes at the 405 freeway in North Hills partially reopened hours after a serious crash involving a bus.
A short time ago, the bus that caused the chain reaction crash that hurt dozens of people was towed from the freeway.
CBS 2's Greg Bills is live near the Dordoff Street on-ramp in North Hills with the latest. Greg.
And Peter and Suzanne, as you mentioned, a partial opening for the southbound lanes. It has been a wild day after this crazy accident that happened hours ago. 9.5 hours after it crashed on the 405 freeway, this charter bus is towed away. What happened? Look at this. This bus smashed through this concrete barrier separating the 405's northbound lanes from southbound lanes. And the bus ended up blocking lanes on the southbound side. So many people hurt, 25, that paramedics had to take some to Holy Cross and others to Northridge Hospital. The bus belongs to a New York company. Here's what CHP says happened around 1 p.m. here northbound on the 405 freeway. The bus had just passed over Nordoff.
For unknown reasons that are still under investigation, the bus collided with a series of vehicles. Not sure how many.
That was in the northbound lanes. He said the bus turned for some reason, crashed through this concrete barrier, and then collided with at least one car here in the southbound lanes. 37 people on the bus, many of them hurt.
Injuries in the people in the cars, too.
LA City Fire set up a triage area on the southbound lanes. 44 people were checked, 25 taken to hospitals. Many belong to this church in Pacoima. They were returning to the church from this event held at the Forum in Inglewood.
Yeah, it's my understanding there's more than one bus.
No other buses from the church were involved in the accident. In the church parking lot tonight, a security guard told me these cars belonged to church members who were injured. As mentioned, 25 people hurt. CHP says 5 are in serious condition tonight. The other 20 suffered minor injuries. Reporting live from North Hills, Greg Mills, CBS 2 News.
Greg, thanks. Breaking news, LA County sheriffs are looking for this man, Jesus Guzman. They want to question him regarding the remains of 3 people found on a burned out property in Little Rock last week. Guzman used to live at that home. Neighbors in the area questioned whether the remains could be 3 friends who went missing from the community last January. But the sheriff's department has not yet identified the remains of the people who were found.
More breaking news. The Associated Press says Sears has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, buckling under its massive debt load and staggering losses. It joins a growing list of retailers that have filed for bankruptcy or liquidation in the last 2 years amid a fiercely competitive climate.
Police in Glendale are still searching for a killer who gunned down a man outside a restaurant. The shooting happened last night outside the 5-star restaurant on San Fernando Road. Glendale police say 1 man died, another was grazed by a bullet. People who live near the restaurant say they're concerned the gunman got away.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with this neighborhood, but now I'm kind of scared. Like, I have to come home at night at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I was telling my roommate that I need to get mace or pepper spray or something because I don't know what's going to end up happening now that it's so close.
Glendale police say the killer drove off in a dark SUV.
A volunteer effort to find Sahara Eve Von Fisher has expanded. Today, friends searched a park in Sunland. They plastered more flyers with Sahara's picture on it. They also expressed frustration with the LAPD, saying they believe the department could do more to help them find the missing 22-year-old.
Tirelessly trying to find her night and day, every hour. We're taking shifts, and if the police are helping us, LAPD is helping us, it's something we're not aware of, and so we are asking for their help because they are kind of putting us at risk. We have to do this all on our own, walking into homeless encampments when we don't have these resources to do that.
Sahara was last seen Tuesday when she left her mother's home in Shadow Hills to go for a jog. She left behind her wallet and her cell phone.
Coming up, he is a wanted man, and he's accused of taking a toddler shoplifting, using her as a decoy.
Plus, fallout from President Trump's 60 Minutes interview, the country threatening retaliation tonight.
And searching for survivors in Florida in the rubble of Hurricane Michael. Amber?
And our first Santa Ana wind event taking shape as we speak. I'll let you know how long it's all going to last.
Catch live newscasts streaming on CBSLA.com and Facebook Live.